All right, guys, welcome to our new ambassador business overview. I am Michelle Harrell. I'm an Emerald Ambassador, and I'm thrilled that you guys have taken time out tonight to join us. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to do, I found for myself, not only just hearing, but the visual. I'm a visual learner, so I like to do PowerPoints to be able to see what it is that I'm hearing. So let me share the screen. And hit play on this. All right. Okay, let's go back a second. I've already said I'm Michelle Harrell. I'm an Emerald Ambassador. What you may or may not know is I've only been an Emerald Ambassador for 2 months. This is a new title. I had to go in even tonight and change the slide because it still said Senior Ruby. So, but I want you to know, no matter at what level I've been at, this business has been a blessing. I actually came to Plexus for the products. I watched for 4 months before I ever even let anybody know I was watching. My husband didn't even know I was watching. He had never even heard of it when I did tell him, but he didn't know I was watching. This was 3.5 years ago. I started watching, actually started watching 4 years ago because I started watching in September, and it was the beginning of September. It wasn't until January that one night my boys were spending the night out, and I told my husband, I said, hey, there's something I've been watching. Can I read you some stuff? And he's like, sure. So I brought the laptop to bed, and for an hour, I read him testimonies. They were testimonies about 3 different people, different health issues. What I was most interested in, I will be honest, was weight. Because I had been on really weirdo diets, and I would lose the weight, and then I would start eating normally, and it would creep back on. And that was okay, because then I'd do another weirdo diet or do the same weirdo diet. And it was just a cycle. And I would go up and down. And I was ready to be off of that roller coaster and just be healthy. And maybe this would be it. I don't know. Let's just try one more thing. But I knew, number one, very skeptical. So that's why it took me 4 months. And I didn't want anybody selling me anything. So I wasn't about to like or comment on anybody's posts or reach out until I was ready. But my husband knew this about me. And so the minute I was reading him the stuff, he's like, well, why don't you try it? And we were self-employed. My husband's self-employed photographer. You don't know what you have coming in every month because it depends on, who has lined him up to take pictures that month. And usually as moms, maybe everybody, but this mama, if we're going to spend money, it's usually going to be on something else, maybe our household needs, or that my 2 boys needed, or something else. Some of those things, like Plexus I didn't even take vitamins. I gave my boys vitamins, but I wasn't even taking those myself. That wasn't really a money thing. That was just, didn't know that I needed it. But for these 4 months and watching, I just realized it was something I really, really wanted to try. So when I came to him that night and told him I wanted to try, I also, he said, go ahead and do it. I said, well, I think I want to sign up, because I knew at that point that wholesale was going to be cheapest, number one. But if I could share with enough people, I could get mine paid for. And so then what I was spending wasn't going to be out of our budget. Again, my husband knew that had to be a God thing, because that is not my personality at all. I don't want to sell to anybody. But I already had such a strong belief in what these products could do and what my hope was for these products, that's where I went with it. So that is a little bit about me. I will tell you that when I started sharing, it did not take very long to get customers. And the only month I've ever paid for my own products was that very first month. So, but really the purpose of tonight's call, besides, me hopefully getting to know, at least you know a little bit about me, is you've come to this. You either if you're on this call tonight, I called it a business overview, so you at least are maybe curious. Maybe you don't know if you want to work it or not. Maybe you just want to see what the potential is. Or maybe if you want to work it, you want to see, okay, well, how do I work it? So those are the things that we're going to highlight tonight. You may end up having a lot of questions. At the very end, I'll stay on. We'll turn off the recording. If you have questions, feel free to ask any questions you have at that point for whoever wants to stay on. So there's my family right there. That's actually a couple years ago. It's only 2 years ago, but they've grown immensely. I am the shorty in the family now at 5'7". The one in the purple jacket will be turning 15 tomorrow. And the one in the orange jacket will be 17 in November. And then there's my husband, King. And you guys, these are my why. My why is to feel good. My why is to get my products paid for. My why, I have a lot of little whys, but I say, and you'll hear other people say the same thing, finding your why in doing this business is like peeling an onion. Those are my whys, but why do I want to get my products paid for? Or why do I want to make money? Or, what is that? What is the piece that gets to my heart? That means I don't quit when there's a shipping issue. I don't quit when I'm going through detox or die off, or when somebody who's buying from me is, and I'm, scared to death of walking them through that. What is my why that is going to hold me in? You want it to be deeper than what's on the surface. You want it to be what's going to matter the most. So you may not know that. If you're brand new, you may not know that yet. You may know what the outer layer is. You may know you just want to get your products paid for. But be thinking through that as you were continuing on. What is it you really do want to get to? What is it? Financial security? And if it's financial security, what would that bring to you that you don't already have? Think through the hard issues of that. So, financial potential. This is per month. And I know you're curious because I was. Even now getting to Emerald, I was curious, okay, what is this going to mean? How much am I going to make now? These are things that make sense. So per month, the financial potential on average for a silver ambassador, and a silver ambassador is somebody who has 3 ambassadors underneath them. We're going to go into more of this in detail, but a silver ambassador on average makes $200 to $1,500 a month. A gold or senior gold ambassador on average is $1,000 to $4,000 per month. A ruby or senior ruby, $2,500 to $9,000. An emerald on average is $10,000 a month. Sapphire, $15,000 a month. And diamond, $20,000 plus a month. So it all seems that part may be harder for you to buy into and go, well, I don't know about that. But these are real. Now, did I make $10,000 last month? No, it was my first emerald check, and I'm at the base of it's point related. It will, and there's a lot of emeralds who are making well over $10,000 a month. So these are real numbers. The annual ambassador income, these are per year. So if you look at the bottom, it's kind of interesting to look at this, because an ambassador is somebody who just signs up. Could be a wholesale ambassador, somebody who hasn't built a business yet. Just on average, you're just buying for yourself or maybe for your family. On average, the commission would be $417 a year, because you're going to earn commissions even on your own products. So $417 per year means that's around about $35 a month that you would be making to help cover your products. Again, you're earning, the cool thing about this business is you're earning commissions even on your own purchases. Now, you don't earn it on the first 100, but anything over $100 that comes through, and we're going to break it down a little bit, you're going to earn commission on. So let's look at a silver ambassador. A silver ambassador has 3 qualified ambassadors underneath them. Well, I have a couple customers. On average, they're going to make $5,083 a year. So on a monthly average for them would be, if that was the amount, would be $423 and some change a month. $423 and some change a month. You guys, that's the difference in being able to go get a new tire if your tire blows out without it coming into your budget. $423, maybe that's being able to afford Christmas, pay for groceries or a car payment that is coming out of just your Plexus earnings, just for having, building your small business. When I was saying that at every stage that this business has been huge for me, I mean it, because again, King is self-employed, making over $400 a month in the very beginning, which pretty quickly I was getting that. To make that, that was big for our family. That was cushion, and cushion means a lot to a lot of families. I don't know if it does for you. Maybe your goals are a little bit different, but for me and my family, that was a nice cushion to have coming in. From me staying at home, still being a full-time mom, and most of the time working from my phone. And that's not working 8 hours a day. That's working, being intentional with a certain amount of time. For you, maybe it's 30 minutes you're being intentional. Maybe it's an hour a day you're being intentional. You're going to get into this, what you get out of this, what you put into it. But as long as you're being intentional with whatever the time is, you're going to get a certain amount out of that if you will be consistent. And that's a daily thing. But you keep on going up. Senior Ruby, $55,257 a year. I can speak to that one because I just came from that one. That is accurate. I actually was making probably a little, just to be honest, I'm not bragging. I'm trying to be real with you guys so you know what the potential is. I want to just be frank with you. That I was probably making a little bit more than that. So the potential is real, and that's what I'm really wanting you to grasp. So tonight we're going to talk, as far as the compensation plan, we're going to talk the basics. There's 11 ways we get paid with Plexus, and tonight we're going to talk about 4 of those categories. We're going to talk commissions. We're going to talk preferred customer bonuses. We're going to talk building business bonuses and Plexus points. I want to make sure you understand these pieces. Some of the other ways that you're going to end up getting paid with Plexus, you'll be learning this as you go, and sometimes it's going to be a matter of just seeing it in the back office in the account inquiry and being able to the commission breakdown. But if you understand these 4 pieces, you're going to be able to pretty much add in, figure out what your check's going to be every month. It will be in the back office as well. But if you're wanting to anticipate what it was going to be, you would know how to do it. So the first one we're going to talk about is commission. With the personal volume commission, you've probably been hearing PV. There's a lot of little initially things that we say that you may not understand. So I want to make sure that you do understand some of these terms. PV is personal volume. The personal volume comes from your own personal purchases through your website, as well as any customers who purchase through your website. That PV is made up of both types of purchases, your own or customers. And that is your PV. If you are making under $500 in PV, that's coming through your website, not making, then you're going to get a 15% commission. If you are making over $500 in PV, that changes and you're now making 25% commission. So by getting 500 or more in PV, that 25% will now apply back to everything over that first 100. Plexus is going to keep that first 100, and then you're going to start making commission on everything from 101 up. So the other part of commissions is override commissions. As you sign ambassadors, people that sign directly underneath you are considered level ones. They're directly underneath you. You will be getting 5% on all the PV that they have over $100. Now, that's not taking money out of their pocket. Corporate's just giving you the same amount. They're going to give you 5% on their PV as well. Another piece of it are bonuses, preferred customer bonuses. You're going to get commission, we just discussed, plus you're going to get these bonuses. So anybody who orders from your website as a preferred customer, you are going to get a bonus on. You will get commission on their purchases as well as the bonus. And it's not a one-time bonus. It's every single month that they order. So if you have a preferred customer who orders Slim every single month you're going to get commission on that purchase, and then you're going to get a $15 bonus every single month. Say they and there's a man and woman, and they're both ordering it in the same order, 2 Slims, because they're both taking it. You're going to get a preferred bonus on both of those Slims. So there's $30. The Triplex, $20. The X Factor Plus, the Family Chewables, VitaBiome, Mega X, Ease, ProBio 5, every bottle that's sold, $5 bonus if they're a preferred customer. The body cream's $8. But you can find a full listing of all the products and their bonus amounts in your back office in the library. There, if you will go to the library, you will see, you can find the Plexus compensation summary chart, and it will be listed on that chart. So, preferred versus ambassador. When you have people talking to you, there's 3 ways that they could order. They can order retail, which I will be honest, I don't ever recommend because it's the most expensive way, and there's no reason for anybody to order retail. The other 2 ways are preferred or as an ambassador, even as a wholesale ambassador. But these are the criteria that I personally think through when I'm talking to somebody. You know, they're coming to you asking for guidance. So, you know, you want to give them guidance. This is also a business for you. So, you know, some of these questions you're just going to kind of think through it as before you talk to them. Are they interested in sharing about Plexus with others? Or do they have the personality that they would if they love the products? So maybe they think, well, I don't really want to share. But you know for a fact that they share everything that they love. So you might consider having them be a wholesale ambassador in the beginning. Are they consistently going to be ordering more than $100 each month? This is a big one, and we'll go into this a little bit more. But guys, if all they're interested in is Slim, they're not going to be getting to over $100 each month. So as a business, that is not a good decision for you because you're not going to make any commission off of them, and you're not going to get paid. We're going to talk points, but you're not going to get any points for them. In order to get points for them, they have to be commission qualified every month, and that means being 100, having $100, have 100 PV come through their website. And as a preferred, let's be clear, preferred is a win-win for them. They're getting it cheaper than they would at retail. After their 4th shipment, they're going to get an additional 10% discount thereafter. So all their products after that 4th month are going to get that 10% discount added to them, and that does bring it down to almost wholesale costs with no responsibility. But by them being a preferred, again, if they're just getting Slim, you're going to get, if they're a preferred customer, you'll get commission, and you'll get that $15 bonus on that slim every single month. So there's a financial benefit for you, and it still is a win for them. But I do think through, is more than one family member going to be on the products, and it really is going to be the best financial decision for them to be a wholesale ambassador. Maybe they can't afford, and you're just hoping that if you can get them on the products, that eventually they would share, or at least, if anything, we have a heart. We want people ultimately to be on these products. We want their health to be bettered. So sometimes that does end up trumping the decision-making process, just knowing what their financial situation is. But just know that if all they're taking is going to be the probiotic every month, it's not going to be, well, let me explain this a different way. If all they're really interested in is, say, a probiotic, they've just paid $35 to join in order to save about $5 on a product every month to order. But it's going to take them months to make that money up. So really, if they're just trying it out and they don't know if they want to stay on it, that's not going to be the best financial decision for them, because they've spent $35 to save $5. So, really think through that, and your upline can help you with this as well. It does, and maybe this makes sense to you. I hope it does, but if it doesn't, I do want, write down questions, but be aware, it is a business, and there are two ways of really benefiting both of them. Sometimes they're going to be most benefited by being just a preferred customer, and sometimes they're going to be benefited by being an ambassador, but you don't want them to invest in something that they don't know that they want to be invested in, to have spent that money to begin with. The third thing we're going to talk about tonight is growing your team means growing your check. These are your business building bonuses. Business building bonuses. So for every person that you personally enroll as an ambassador, you're going to get a bonus. If they order a $99 welcome kit and they've signed up underneath you, they're getting a heck of a deal, because they're getting products for less than wholesale. It's a great deal, and they're going to get those products, and they're going to get their success kit. And the company is going to reward you, and you're going to get $25 for the sale of that. Okay, will everybody make sure that you have I can't mute you at this point with my PowerPoint going. Will you make sure that you're muted? We're getting just a little bit of back noise. For a $199 success welcome kit, you're going to get a $50 bonus. Remember, if they are getting over PV as well, now you're not going to get paid points on their welcome kit, because they're getting a really good deal and you're already getting a reward. But if they go over that 100 PV, you're going to get 5% of their sales. And if they're 100 PV over, you'll get those points. We're going to talk what those points are and explain that a little bit better. But even better than, this is fantastic, just this alone. But realize too that these business building bonuses, these welcome packs, go to the first 4 levels. So if I sign somebody directly underneath me, I'm going to get, let's say they're going to get the $25, they're getting the $99 welcome kit. I'm going to get $25. My upline is Melissa Shaver. She's going to get a percentage. Her upline is Roz Payne, who's a diamond. She's going to get a percentage. And Roz's upline is Celeste Gwynn, and she's going to get a percentage. So all 4 of us, from me, Melissa, Roz, and Celeste, are all going to get a bonus on that one ambassador signing up with the welcome kit. So you'll see these pieces as you build a team, these pieces adding into your commission check, building that up. So pay points. This is what I said we're going to explain a little bit more. For anybody that signs up underneath you in your first, as your level 1, or in your first 3 levels. So if I sign Dory and Dory signs Pam and Pam signs Megan, Dory would be my level 1, Pam would be my level 2, and Megan would be my level 3. It goes the genealogy. Those first 3 levels, I will get 5 points for those first 3 levels, 5 points each. So you're only going to earn points on somebody once they get 100 in personal volume, or PV, over their welcome kit. In my 4th level, I would get 4 points. On your 5th level, 3 points, 6th level, 2 points, and 7th level, 1 point. Some of you on here tonight may be my 7th level, but I'm getting a point for you. But again, you're only going to get points if people get 100 PV or more to make them commission qualified. I didn't put this in the PowerPoint, but you'll see, hey everybody, let's get, make sure that your people are getting AQ'd. Okay, that's auto qualified, which would be the same as CQ, which would be commission qualified. Those are the exact same things. It just basically means you're getting qualified. Qualified is getting 100 PV, having come through your back office, whether that is your own personal purchases or customers. So hopefully that makes sense. You're going to get points by you sponsoring people and when your team brings people into the business as well. And that's the only way we're going to earn points. The points average around $3 per point, and they're going to accumulate. You're going to get paid on those same points over and over again every month, and you only lose them if somebody quits or doesn't reach their 100 PV for that month. So let's talk about, if you are brand new, the very first rank in Plexus is silver, that you're going to want, that you would want to, if you want to build a business and you want to get your products paid for or make that extra money, whether that's at, $500 a month or more, your first rank that you want to reach for is silver. That means you need to rank up. You need to have 100 PV go through your monthly cycle. You need to have personally sponsored 3 qualified ambassadors. That doesn't mean, it doesn't have to be in the same month. Say you sign up 2 people this month, and then next month you sign up somebody. Once all of them are qualified, meaning they either, like this month, the ones this month could just have a welcome pack. That would be mock points that would count for this month. The one, making this difficult because I kind of did it backwards. You either have to have them have a current welcome pack when they sign up, or they need to have 100 PV go through their website in order for those 3 to be considered qualified for you. When they do, you're going to receive a one-time $100 bonus. For every silver ambassador that comes through, you're going to get a $100 bonus just to celebrate your growing business. Again, they can have, like this month, if you signed up 3 people this month and they all had a welcome pack, you would go silver. If you signed up 2 people last month and they did have a welcome pack last month, that doesn't count towards this month. So this month they would actually have to reach 100 PV, and then you would have to sign 1 more in order to be that 3. And that anybody you signed up this month to have that equal out to your 3, that could be a welcome pack. I really screwed up this one. Hopefully you all still understood. But again, ask questions at the end. So why build a team? And remember, the things we've talked about, that was only, commission was just one way of getting paid. We're also getting paid on building a team. So we talked about silver, 15 points. That'd be 5 points each for the people representing those 3 ambassadors you got. 5 points each. And those points, on average, we said it's a $3 pay point. So that would be 15 points multiplied by 3 would be $45 just for having those people on your team. At gold, that's 100 points. So 100 points, if they're 5 points each, represents 20 people. For having 20 people on your team, you now have $300 before you even get to commissions. You have $300 just for having them on your team. So I was, diamond. To reach diamond, you have to have 4,500 points. Just for points alone. That's not even on average. The average part would be if it's $3 a pay point, and it's been over 3. Few months ago, it was over 3, and it's been around like 285, 297. But for math purposes, 3. At 4,500 points, that's $13,500 that month, just for the points, the people that are on your team. And it's 4,500 points just to reach diamond. Most of that, you're going way over that. So that's mind-boggling still, financially speaking. So you know what the potential is. I'm new now. So how do we get to that point? How do we do this? So the 5 things I wanted to concentrate here are being a product of the product, posting on social media, and I would say immediately, even if that makes you kind of cringe. Make your Franks list. We'll explain that. Reach out to close friends and family, and educate yourself. So the first one, being a product of the product. You have heard convenience order. You may have heard it multiple times. I want to explain it a little bit so you understand why it's important. Ultimately, with this business aside, we want you on the products. I wanted to be on the products. Again, I came to the business for the products. Without having a convenience order turned on, 80% of ambassadors who join and don't turn that convenience order on, meaning it's basically like a preferred customer. It's an auto ship where it's set up to ship out to you the same time every single month. Now you have full, power over it. You can go in and you can change what's in your backup order. You can, as you're deciding what you really do want to be taking, you can change that around. If you've ordered something one month and you want to do something else, you're just changing it up. But you want to have it set to come to you. If you don't, you're most likely not going to reorder. 80% of ambassadors don't reorder the following month. So you've paid $35 to join, and then you're not going to do it, even give it. They say it takes 90 days for your cells to turn over, to regenerate. Why wouldn't somebody want to be on these products for at least 90 days to give it a full shot? You have a 60-day money-back guarantee. So really anything under 90 days, I don't understand, because that's like paying for 1 month and trying for 3. So you want to give these products a chance to do. You've come to Plexus because apparently you had a goal. And I'm not just saying you. I can't even see everybody's faces on here, so please don't think I'm staring at you, because all I can see is the PowerPoint. But if you are coming and you are not giving these a fair shot, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're wasting money if you're not going to allow time for the products to work. And you paid $35 to do it. You want to get your money back as well. So keep in mind, missing even 3 days of not feeding your microbiome can send you back into a die-off stage. And we don't want that. So if you want to change your convenience order, you sign into your back office, you go to shopping, and then at the top, you'll see convenience order. After you go to shopping, in the drop-down, it'll say convenience order, and you can set up the products that you want to take next month. Easy peasy. You do want, in order to be commission qualified, you want to set it to be 100 PV, and the triplex just by itself will put you over that 100 PV, but it's also going to be working full health. You're not going to go through die-off if you're being consistent with you're not going to start over. You may be going through die-off. And that is another call. And just know that that is a sign of the product's working. And if you are going through bad die-off or detox, as the toxins are flushing out of your system, definitely please work with your upline or reach out to me. And we have some tips to help, and also just to talk you off the ledge, because you may want to quit right before you get to fabulousness and to really feeling good. So you don't want to do that. You want to be consistent with your products. There are two ways of setting up your convenience order. You can do it conditional or unconditional. Conditional is if you don't want it to automatically ship to you each month. If you've already purchased 100 PV or sold 100 PV in that month, then it would not come to you. Unconditional means that it's going to come to you every month at the same time, just like a preferred customer, regardless of what you've already had come through your back office. So being consistent is going to be your key to success in the business and for you as you're taking the products. Don't wait for a big success story. This one steps on some toes. People, it's scary, but you want to invite people to join you now. You know, even your first post. My first post was a little bit longer. I read it. I shared my testimony on a call last month. You can go back and find that if you want to. My first post was a little bit longer, and I wanted to throw up when I hit post. It was the scariest thing I've done. You feel so vulnerable, but I promise it gets easier. But a great first post is take a selfie and post the picture with this text, something in your own voice, but something like, so excited to start this Plexus journey that my friend Michelle told me about. It's an all-natural health supplement that gave her more energy, better sleep, better gut health, and helped her feel better overall. Who wants to try with me? You know, most everything you go through, we get scared about inviting people to do this with us. But we're at a restaurant together and we're going to the bathroom, we invite people to go to the bathroom with us. Why wouldn't we invite somebody to do something that could be health changing for them or life changing? You know, it could be financial or health or both. So don't be afraid of that. Just know that everybody feels like throwing up when you're beginning, but it's almost easier to invite people to join you and out yourself with Plexus before you've really gotten started, so that for your body to heal from the inside out, it may take you longer than a month to have a testimony, and you don't want to wait to start sharing. You know, if you don't have belief yet, go with my belief, go with your upline's belief. There's so many people who you can share their stories, or you can build your belief with and know what we've experienced to share those things. Don't wait. If I was waiting, let me just say this. If I was waiting for a big weight loss, I told you in the beginning, I wanted to lose. I was really attracted to that. They all had incredible health stories, but the piece that I was interested in was the weight loss. If I waited for a big weight loss story, I would not be sitting here right now. I would not have built a business, because that piece didn't happen. I didn't have a big weight loss. Now, I didn't gain weight. And for 3 years, I eat normal and I stay the same weight. But I can name off all the health benefits that I've had, and they've been significant. So don't box yourself in thinking you have to have one certain thing happen before you can share. It doesn't have to be weight loss. You don't have to be afraid that. And again, please know, okay, I'm going to say this. No, I can't see anybody. I have no idea who's on this call right now. So I'm not talking to anybody. But say you're heavy. You see why I wanted to say that ahead of time, give myself an out. Don't feel like you can't share this because you don't look like you want to look right now. Don't let that be an excuse to hold you back. What you are coming to do is try these products, and these are your hopes. You don't have to say these are what you're experiencing. This is why you want to try. Who wants to try with me? And sometimes that's more appealing to people anyway, because they'd rather be in at the beginning with you. So we mentioned Frank's List, and I said I would explain it. Frank's is an acronym which kind of teaches you maybe ways of thinking through who all you know to reach out to. Because you're going to want to share these, and you're not going to realize that you know as many people as you do. So F, friends. Maybe that's high school friends, college friends, church, club friends. Maybe they're on your bowling league. R, relatives. I don't have to explain who those are. You've got your relatives, reach out. I've had situations where somebody has come back not realizing they were going to sign up. They maybe even had been my customer. They were going to sign up and found out that their sister was doing it, but their sister hadn't said a word. They didn't live in the same town. You want to share. Don't be quiet about this and not share with your relatives, because if you're not sharing with them, they're probably seeing it from somebody else. Back to my very first post, my very first ever customer was my male cousin, who's a couple years older than me and lives in Georgia. And I posted, and again, this was 3.5 years ago. I posted, and before that night was over, he had sent me a private message, and he said he'd been watching a friend of his sharing this Plexus thing, and he was curious about it. He said, but the minute I saw that you were doing it now, he said, if I'm going to try it with anybody, I want to try it with you. He was already interested. If I hadn't posted when I did, he probably would have been somebody else's customer. And this is somebody I wasn't even anticipating would ever be interested in the products, but he was. A, acquaintances. Acquaintances could be, again, from church. Maybe it's your hairdresser, doctor, people at the gym. Those would be your acquaintances. Your neighbors. Your neighbors could be the people who live by you on your street, but that could also be, you could think through your postman, babysitters, people just right there in your community that you're coming in contact with. Kids connections, those are huge. Parents of kids, of your kids' friends, classmates, teachers, coaches, think out of the box. These are people you've come in contact with. And then service organizations, and that might be like the Junior League, or you're in the Chamber of Commerce, or the Red Cross, or volunteer at the animal shelter. There's different areas for service organizations. So just use those to start maybe writing down people that you would reach, and don't limit yourself. Don't second guess yourself. Just write them down, because you never know who might need the products. There was a girl, I was a table leader at a Bible study, and there was this cute young girl who had, the Barbie doll figure, and I would never have anticipated that she was interested in these products. I was brand new to Plexus, and was so surprised when she sent me a message asking me about it, because what I didn't know, while she did look like the picture of health and just a beautiful girl, she had hypoglycemia. She had sugar balance issues that would make her ill. And so she was real interested in trying the products for her. So, people don't usually just share their health issues. You don't know what somebody's going through in the privacy of their own home or within their own bodies. It's a private issue. So don't second guess. And don't second guess too, because you don't know who could use the business, and who, it might not be the migraine that you're laying in bed worrying about at night, or even the weight. Maybe you're not laying in bed worrying about your weight, but what you will lay in bed worrying about is finances and money, and you don't know what other people are laying in bed worrying about. So just make your list, and without second guessing yourself. For yourself and for anybody that you end up working with, customers or ambassadors alike, you want to set expectations. We are not a quick fix. We're working from the inside out. Just like I was saying, 90 days is really, truly what I do ask of people. Be bold. Ask for a 90-day commitment. It takes 90 days for cells to regenerate. Why wouldn't you want to give your body a chance to let these work? Set product expectations. Get your uplines help if you're unsure. You're going to explain die-off and explain detox. And if you don't understand those yourself yet, go to the team page. Go to Michelle's Campaigners team page, and in the files, you're going to find a file on that. Or you can go to the Dropbox. If you will go to the Campaigners team page, to the side where it gives you the description of what the team page is, I've put the link, the Dropbox link within that. It's set in there. It's clickable. If you have a Dropbox account already, you click it and it's going to open up and you'll see the files. If you do not have a Dropbox, it is a free app. You can download onto your phone or you can download onto your computer and have access of going to that. And within the Dropbox link, you're going to have, I just try to keep information in there to help you have it all in one place. So there's going to be information for customers, information for people who are interested in being customers, information for people who are interested in being ambassadors, information for you as ambassadors. And then a lot of Zoom calls that we've done in the past, I've put the recordings in there as well. But within that, if you go to the Dropbox link and you go to customer information, you're going to find a file. Yeah, that's detox and die-off, and it's going to explain to you what the differences are. It's also going to give you hints on things that you can do to help make it easier. But if you know yourself, or the people you're dealing with know that you don't want it to be harsh. And that's why I say some things to help make it easier. But ultimately, toxins leaving your body is a good thing. So you want people to know what that is ahead of time. For me, for anybody that signs up with me as a customer, say they sign up with the triplex. So I know they have the Slim, the ProBio 5, and the BioCleanse. In that Dropbox file under customer information, there's a file that I use that I will send to them. I'll copy the link and send that to them. Not the whole Dropbox link, just the link for that file, that particular sheet that explains die-off and detox. I will send them the directions, my directions for taking the triplex, and I will send them directions on why it's important to drink water. I want to set them up for success. I want them to know what they potentially could go through, so it's easier to deal with if they end up going through it. You don't feel like you're backpedaling if you've already talked through it ahead of time. So long-term success means customers have realistic expectations. Long-term success for you means that you have realistic expectations as well. So let's talk about how to post and share via social media real fast. I don't know if let me say recently, just actually not this last month, not yesterday, Monday, but the Monday before, I did a whole Zoom call on Facebook and its algorithms. I hate to say this because it's not my delivery that makes the video good, but it's the information. I would recommend you go and watch that to understand more about posting on Facebook and how that works. But just some real quick things. You want to like and comment on posts and pictures. Commenting even better than liking. Commenting with algorithms of Facebook mean that if you're commenting on other people's things, that means that more likely they're going to see your things. You know, when we're talking about, posting 3 times a day, and that's overwhelming, and you're thinking, people don't want to see me posting 3 times a day, they're not going to, most likely. Because of the algorithms, they're not going to see everything you've posted unless they go directly to your page intentionally. But just coming through their news feeds, they're not going to. But if you comment on, homecoming's getting ready to happen for a lot of people. We just had back to school pictures. you're commenting on those going, I can't believe how big Susie's got, and I can't believe she's in the 4th grade this year. That person I just posted on, they're going to see most likely my next post. So, that's a good thing. I want to help. I want to be relational and keep up with my friends. And if I can do that and have them still see my Plexus posts at the same time, that's a win-win. You want to post smart. You want to make your post personal and not salesy. You want to share your journey and celebrate each victory, small and large. You're posting from your heart. You don't want it to be advertising, basically, is my point. And you don't want to share a post. You want to save the picture and copy and paste. If you see something on my page, you're welcome to do that. I would say don't share it in the same day that I just shared it if we have friends in common. But if we don't have any friends in common, then, go for it. But you don't want people, if you're in the same community with a lot of other Plexus ambassadors and you share the same friends, you don't want all of you to have the same posts going out, because then it's not authentic looking. So, and if you're sharing a post, for sure, sharing a post means that they're going to see whose page you just shared it from and know it's not authentic to you, and most likely scroll on by. If you want people to read your post, you want it to look authentic and genuine to you. Not that somebody else's testimony is going to become your testimony, but you might share a testimony of somebody and forward it at the top with why maybe it spoke to you, or I hope this is a benefit I have, or, wow, I love the story. The more and more I read of the stories of change that people have had, the more I believe in these products, and then share the testimony. You don't want to put your website in the comment. You want to put your website in the comments, not in the status. And then when somebody likes your Plexus post, send them a message, and then post every day. A great thing when somebody likes your post, if you're seeing that, something I've sent out messages to people before, and I just say, hey, I really appreciate you liking my post. I don't know if you've tried Plexus, if you are interested in it, or if you're purely just supporting me, but either way, thank you so much. And then posting every day. People are going to look to see if you're being consistent, if you really believe. They want to see if you're sticking with it, to see what your belief is. So how do I reach out? Post on Facebook regularly. Don't stop. We're talking personal posts, business posts, testimonial, non-Plexus posts. You have people, I have people who don't do Plexus. People want to stay engaged with you. So make sure that you're sharing the non-things as well. Cold messaging new people on Facebook or email or text. You want to reach out to them in a way that works for them. But it might be something as simple as, hey girl, you may have seen I started taking Plexus. I love it. If it's something you've ever thought of, I'd love to chat. This is opening a door for additional conversations. You're not giving a ton of information. You're not giving any information on the products at this point. Business, link, too much is going to turn people off. You're just trying, it's like a tennis game. You want to get a conversation started. You want to lob the ball over so they'll lob it back to you. You just want to have it be easy and not have people run for the hills because you're vomiting Plexus all over them. I did put, wear your Plexus t-shirt. I've got, you can't see it. Oh, there it is. Plexus. Wear your Plexus t-shirts or some type of swag. There's been times when I've gone to my kids' games, I've had something else on during the day, and I've gone home and changed real fast and put on a t-shirt or grabbed my water bottle that said Plexus on it just to take with me to have a conversation piece, to draw attention, the nonverbal cues. Have business cards and samples available to share. I have business cards. When I don't have them, I took a picture of my business card as well, so it's something that I can always say, hey, I don't have any business cards with me right now, but what's your number? Let me text you my card. Or maybe you don't have a card and you just say, hey, I'd love to, you've been talking to them about Plexus. Hey, I'd love to send you some information. Are you on Facebook? Or, do you have, let me get your number and I'll send you some information. You want to have a way of communicating with them. Don't just give them your card. You want to make sure, or your information, you want to make sure and get their information so that you have a way of reaching out to them. And if you friend them on Facebook, then they can see what you're posting and maybe be interested in it. It says samples available to share. I don't just randomly hand out samples because that's money coming out. That's money coming out of my pocket right there. I'm intentional with my samples. Some people do more frequently just give them out. A lot of times the way I do samples, now in conversation with people, if I'm talking to them and they're interested, I might say, hey, I'm going to send you a couple samples. Let me know what when you get them, take them. I tell them how to take them, and I'm going to follow up with you. I want to hear what you thought. I've also done samples just like on my Facebook page, like comment here, and I'm going to do a drawing at 10 o'clock for a 3-day sample. So that's how I do samples. And then again, follow up with people who have commented or liked on your post. That is another outlet for you, just in a personal message to let them know you appreciated it. Like you're going to hit the ball over the net just to see if they respond. When do you post? Post often, 3 to 5 times a day. Again, remember, they're not all Facebook posts. They're not all Plexus posts. But the prime time hours for Facebook are in the morning from 7 to 9, lunch 11 to 1, and at night they say from 8 to 10. I will tell you, with school being back on, that I find that the carpool line hour is also a big hour because people have lined up to pick up early, usually to pick up their kids from school, and they're just sitting in the car parked in that line waiting for a while. And what does everybody do? Because this is what I did when I was picking up my kids in carpool line. I'm scrolling Facebook and just passing my time. So that would also, I would consider that a prime time hour. Personal posts, we talked about this a minute, not being advertising. Here's just a picture of that. On the right-hand side, you're going to see the graphic. And it's cute, but I will tell you, I would scroll past that. I don't have time for that. The verbiage might be really good, but most likely, I'm still going to scroll past it. On the left-hand side, I'm going to be curious just to see you can tell it's their car. I just want to see what they're going to say. So I would read that verbiage. So you're trying to get people to read your post. So, be good about that. Again, not for the delivery of the information, but for the information itself, I recommend you go back and watch the Zoom Facebook and its algorithms. That was done Monday before yesterday. Compliance. Compliance is a division we have in Plexus that protects us. It's not a bad, if they ever reached out to you, it's not a bad thing. They're trying to help you. But we're trying to be compliant to not have any issues with the FTC or the FDA. So within that little safety bubble we want to be in, we want to list symptoms but not diseases. We don't attach our website to another person's testimony, not even in the comments. When we're sharing our own testimony publicly, we can't use disease names. So I've already said I had migraines. I don't say I had migraines. I say I have debilitating headaches. People know what we're going to go over that on the next slide to talk about that a little bit more, but you don't have to use a disease name. People understand if you describe symptoms. But any of these things we can share privately. In a private message, I can send anybody that information. I can talk openly in a private message or in person or in a text. It just can't be on my public wall of Facebook or Instagram, any social media. And we can't list medication names and Plexus in the same post. So compliant verbiage ideas. You want to be compliant, so you don't want to say the technical names. So, for example, depression. You want to say you have a lifted mood, enhanced mood. I didn't want to get out of bed and play with my kids. I no longer feel like I'm drowning in despair. I no longer want to isolate myself away from others. I want to get out and enjoy life. I felt like I was being sucked into a deep, dark pit. Those are all ways of describing somebody who has that issue. They're going to understand. They're going to recognize that, or they're going to recognize that in somebody they know. Eczema or psoriasis, skin issues, Flaky patches of skin that itch like crazy. Acne, you could say breakouts. Migraines, again, you could say I felt like my head was being squeezed like a vice. Horrible pounding. It felt like somebody was taking a hammer to my head. I wanted to spend the entire day in bed with the curtains drawn because of the pressure. People, trust me, people are going to know that. I would know exactly what that is. Pain could be discomfort. Here's where you can really use felt. It felt like the bones in my feet were broken. It felt like my joints were on fire. Chronic aching, debilitating discomfort, excruciating discomfort. I made a graphic one day. It was just a white box, and it had 6 Z's and then ... and posted something about how awesome it was to wake up feeling rested. And a girl I went to college with that I hadn't communicated with in a really long time sent me a message and said, so does this Plexus help with insomnia? She knew exactly what I was talking about without me having to call it by name. And she was dealing with it, so she was very interested in reaching out to find out if that would help her. So other ways, share your life. Again, we've said not everybody on your Facebook is going to be Plexus. You want to keep them engaged. Facebook is relational. So be relational. Post funny pictures. You can do verses, funny sayings, all kinds of things that you are still putting out there that are going to be just as important as your Plexus posts. Like and comment on posts and pictures. We've talked about that. Ask questions on Facebook. Interactive posts. You see, Simon says, show us your very first Facebook profile pic. Again, Facebook is relational. People want to interact. They're looking, and sometimes it's just mindless things. It's like, okay, I'll play, and they'll put it on there. But do you know that everybody that will comment on that little Simon Says thing, the next time you post, they're most likely, because the algorithms, they're going to see your next post, because Facebook is going to recognize, oh, they're friends. I'm going to show her, I'm going to show them the next post that this person makes. So, it's being strategic about it. Also, it's just fun to get people talking. So let's see. You're gonna get out of this what you put in. So you need to decide what kind of seeds you're going to sow, and what you're going to harvest, what you want to harvest. We talked one of the things on the earlier slide was one of the keys is education. Knowledge is power. And these are some of the ways that you can gain knowledge. Team calls. We didn't have one last night with it being Labor Day, but usually every Monday night, there's a team call. The first and the third Mondays of each month, Melissa Shaver, my upline from the Melissa's Gym Explosion page, leads a team call. And then on the second and the fourth Mondays of each month, here on the Campaigners team page, we do a team call. So every Monday night, those are great ways of plugging in, being in community, and hopefully learning something to help you. There's YouTube videos. There's some great YouTube videos. Business ones, Sonia Dudley's got great ones. Sarah Marble, Melissa Eichenhorst, just to name a few. Jennifer Pickett is a dietitian. She's actually up here in my area, and she has a lot of great videos on product knowledge. So there are a lot of different ones. I would recommend that. I'm happy to share a list with you, or ask your upline who has great videos that you would like to see. Another one with products that I like that I didn't list is Jill Werness, Werness. She's got great ones that are real user-friendly to listen in on. Another great way of gaining knowledge is opportunity meetings. There's something about live events that help you build belief. I have full belief in these products, but I still, even knowing the benefits that I've had personally with the products and that my family's had personally, and so many teammates and friends have had personally, there's still something about going to an opportunity meeting and hearing people share their testimonies live that just excites you. And maybe it's there's a piece, something being shared in a way that you go, oh, and it just clicks differently. It could be the same information you've heard before, but hearing it from a different voice just clicks differently. The team pages. All the team pages have files on them, and you can also, there's a magnifying glass for searches. And if there's something in particular that you have a question on, you can put that into the search and see if that's ever been talked about before and read through those comments. And then we've already talked about the team Dropbox file and the information that's in there. You will reap what you sow into this. So the keys to success: be professional, work your business. You can work part-time, but not sometime. If you want this to be a business, even a small business or a big business, being consistent is going to be key. You want to educate your ambassadors and be duplicatable. As people sign up with you, you want to make sure that they have the tools to move forward too. You know, whether that is making sure they know how to use the team, putting them on the team pages, letting them know how to use the files, letting them know about the Dropbox, letting them know about the different, giving them, even if they're brand new ambassador, make sure that they know how to take their products. These are all, they're trusting you coming in. So make sure that you are standing in that gap for them. And then keep in touch with your customers. Happy customers are going to make the best ambassadors. If they really like the products and getting great value, most likely they would convert to be an ambassador so that they could share with somebody. Bottom line, every diamond in this company is just somebody who's been told no more times than you. We all do the things that I've mentioned that we do. As a brand new ambassador, these are the same things I did. I'm reaching out, I'm following up, I'm making sure that people know how to use their products. I'm doing all those follow-ups. As an Emerald ambassador, I'm doing the exact same things. My numbers may have changed a little bit, but I'm doing the same thing. And I'm fully anticipating that as a diamond, that my job is still going to be, we have a simple job, guys. We are sharing amazing products with people that, if they are consistent and use, and we can tweak it and get it just right, can have amazing results, humongous health results, financial benefits as well if people are signing up as your business. But what we're doing is very simple. I'm still reaching out every day. I'm following up with people. I'm educating myself. And if opportunity arises, I'm going to opportunity meetings. I'm going to live events. So I'm going to stop. If I can stop share and get back over here. I am going to turn off the recording. I appreciate you guys getting on. I'm going to turn it off though, in case you guys have questions and just want to talk through anything.